especially for boys like my son who are born like right at the beginning of that cutoff. So they're going
Yes.
into school and they're like the youngest there. Those kids tend to do better actually if you like hold them back a year and they start kindergarten a year later. They tend to be significantly less likely to get an ADHD diagnosis. And so to me, that tells me, okay, there's some problems with the way that we're looking at these things. I really think that we should look at all of these things developmentally, not by age. So
Mm.
when you look at, whether or not a child has the skills to sit still, it shouldn't be based on age. We should actually say, like, do they really have the skills? Or should we be working on these things first before we expect that? And it's really tough because that requires like a lot of services and that requires a lot of support and that can be expensive and hard for families. And it's not like all of the schools integrate those things well. Some do a really good job, but some, don't have the resources to do that sort of testing for kids. But certainly, the age in which you start school plays a big role. The type of classroom that they're in plays a big role. If you have a classroom with a ton of kids, especially a ton of kids that are really dysregulated and all struggling with a lot of things, it can really compound factors. Um, yeah, I mean, the environment. I even have kids, that go into schools that have like really bright fluorescent lighting or that have windows with lots of things going on, and that's going to impact their ability to function. Like the physical setting, kids, I recommend that the kids that are struggling sit up close and up, at the front of the classroom because there's too much distracting if they're sitting in the back. They can see way more. So just different things like that all impact, how well kids function.